Hey everybody, welcome to the Ed Bartow show today. I want to touch on a topic that I had listened to, and it made pretty good sense because this guy, his name is Charles, I can't remember his last name, but anyway, he made a point as far as when I said that women shouldn't be raising boys or they can't raise kings, and the reason being is because we didn't got so lax in our judgment and our parenting and everything that you just had to listen to what he's saying on the video.
He try to come watch her pee. Most women let her infant boy come in the room, watch her pee, watch her get dressed, and he take on those traits and characteristics from here. You can put that same baby with a wolf, and he'll behave like a wolf. All the things that our mother tell us to do does not help us to be better men. As a matter of fact, the things that our mothers try to raise us to be, she's raising us to be the kind of men she wouldn't even date.
But in the meantime, if I'm gonna give you an example. There was this one female goat locked in the pen along with all her sons and a few other male goats, I'll put it like that. And it was always chaos. It was always somebody saying, somebody bad, it's always a bunch of noise, a bunch of fighting with between the male animals, all because of being in this pen with this one female. But when they took them boys out of that pen with that female and put them around other males, all of a sudden they became calm, their demeanor changed, they was more relaxed, they wasn't fighting, they wasn't arguing. So that's why I say a woman can't raise a king. Boys get too confused. They already got testosterone. And the way that you women out here, and I ain't saying all women, because all women ain't the way I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is, even men, we raising our daughters, women raising their sons turning out to be, not because they want to, it's because you're confusing the hell out of them. You let your son, just like Charles said, you let your son in the bathroom watching you pee, get dressed, put lipstick on and every day, and you wonder why he's growing up feeling like he's a female. Or they're turning out to be this gay dude because they can't stand females because maybe of the way you might have treated them, depending on what they came up with in the household. But even still, that's why women can't raise boys, because you're making them too soft. They out here with these emotions and everything, can't handle real life situations or pressures. They fold. Next thing you know, everybody got guns. They want to shoot each other, stab each other, kill each other over some he say, she say that the male has learned from their mama or their sisters or any woman that's in their life. We need to stop trying to make our children out to be something else that they're not. But at the same time, when you look at us, I know a lot of us, especially around my generation, has been raised better than that. We dropped the ball too somewhere because we just stopped giving a damn. But I always say it's in the way that you raise your kid. You don't have to be your parent, your grandma, or anybody else that's around. It's all about listening to the outside sources. So we've already got our own personality, our own spirit. Think about when you was little, you was this happy little girl, a happy little boy. In some cases, that's a different story and different topic. But don't you want your kids and stuff to be happy, experience things that you may not have when you was little? To go through life, not being without discipline, because the Bible says if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. Why you think some of our kids is out here acting up the way we are? The way they are, I'm sorry. It's because we show a lack of responsibility and accountability when it comes to our kids, because we don't want to do the same things that was done to us to them. But we turn around and we walk right back into the same path. All because we've already been programmed. People might have said, well, you're just like your mama, you're just like your daddy, you're just like your sister and brother. When you hear that enough, you start acting like them. And that's where you start losing your identity because you're trying to be too many people at one time. You know, think about when you grow older. Now you got all these different lifestyles you done use that's all playing back and forth in your head. Now you see your kid doing something, and all of a sudden it triggers you. Now you're getting on them, and they ain't even did what you thought they did. You know, going back to their behavior. I mean, come on. When I was a little boy, the one that raised me was my grandmother. And believe you me, that woman, she loved me. She showed me all the love a woman could show me in the world. But when it came to my mom, my sisters and all them, when we listened to my uncles and all that kind of stuff, telling me I couldn't be this, I ain't gonna never amount to nothing, that I ain't shit, you know, all this kind of stuff, you know, just bearing down on a kid. You think a kid's supposed to go through that when they coming up, especially from their parents. You know, my parent, I'm not gonna blast her, you know. I thank God for her because he showed me some things through her. He used her as a tool to show me and to help me be a man. But I seen what not to do. I learned what not to do. Like I said, I'm no angel. I used to be one of those snot-nosed kids running around bullying, picking fights and all this kind of stuff. But I learned that from home because that's the only place that I had it. And these kids is not asking for that. But yet we show them this. We do this in front of them, arguing, fighting. Why we can't understand each other? I mean, that's what it really comes down to, is communication. What, you two scared to let somebody in your life? I mean, you're supposed to have your, what do you call that? Priorities straight, your morals and your values about you. All of that makes up your character, but you don't have to be nobody else but yourself. I'm tired of us going around with our heads chopped off, you know, like I always say, with our head up each other's ass. We can't even see nothing, man. I mean, how are you going to see life if you're going around blindfolded and just looking down a one lane street? You don't see nothing. I know what it means to sit back and smell the roses. That means slow down. Nothing in life is as important as family and yourself and God. But you got to learn how to put your priorities together. Got to learn how to put yourself first. Got to learn how to believe in yourself. Know that you can do it. Don't let nobody stop you. That's kind of how I formed this podcast, because I couldn't let nobody stop me. And the way it formed is because I used to have this room called the Hope Room. And I lived in this place for 5 years, and when I left, it left. And that's why I'm doing this podcast, not to open your minds up. Because I have a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts, you know, and a lot of ways that I want to think. And sometimes it just keep going back and replaying how we do each other, how we do our kids, how we act the way we do because we let other people influence us. All because what? Just to fit in, just to be part of a group, just to say I did something. Next thing you know, they learn in the wrong way because, like I said, a lot of women is raising these boys up to be soft. A lot of men is raising these girls up to be dudes. You know, that's where they're swapping the roles at. That's where they're getting confused. We got to help each other out with our kids. And I ain't no exception. I don't have my kids in my life right this minute, but I try to stay in contact with them. You know, but I still got to go on and live my life and do what I got to do. What I did, no, I don't want nobody to do. I wasn't always there for them, but I did fight for them. So I understand what it's like to be in the system and try to fight for your kids, not get them from a man's perspective and my side. But I start learning how to think about it on the woman's side too. But the thing is, like I said, that's details. I'm just trying to show you the point. Why can't we start getting along, understanding each other? You know, coming to a conclusion to say, hey, baby, I love you no matter what. Life is not going to be easy. Everybody thought when you grew up, everything was going to be easy. No, it's going to keep getting harder. You're going to face new challenges every day. Anytime you do something new, there's a new challenge that's going to try to stop you. So why can't you just go ahead when you're dealing with your kids, showing the different challenges and start getting your morals and principles back to where they used to be. Start disciplining your kids. Now, discipline don't mean beat the hell out your kids. It just means that they need to have structure. to have a plan in life, to be able to see something in themselves instead of them trying to be like us. I hope everybody learned something today. If you got any questions, leave the comments, like and share, subscribe, and I hope that everybody have a great day and a wonderful night.